Another memory dump. I'm gonna take a dump myself, but I'm gonna try to conclude this video. I was talking about taxidermy pride. I mean, I've already mentioned the first four, and they're still part of taxidermy pride. You gotta prove that your education was up to par, stellar. You gotta prove that your dollhouse mansion is pretty quaint and has the quality, or high quality, compared to lower quality houses. Specifically, this dollhouse mansion, right across this backyard, there's a, I guess a creek, a little river, and there's bigger houses than there are right here. This is what you call a subdivision, community, but I call it a penitentiary. You know, you got different cells, different levels throughout the whole prison yard. But maybe their price values are higher because when they're there, they say, well, gee, we really do have it better than those across the river or across the creek. Look how small and tiny and petite their houses are. Look at our dollhouse mansion. Look how great it is. Look at it. But even amongst these cell blocks, there are 1-bedroom apartments and there's 2-bedroom apartments, which are bigger square footage. You think those citizens who live in the 2-bedroom apartments are going to say, gee, I'd like to be in 1-bedroom apartments. It sure does. It sure would beat being in here. We don't need all this space. No, we don't need all this space. We need to be like them. No, they say, we have the money to afford this place. We have, see the taxidermy pride? Look at it. We're better than them. Look how much better. You're not looking over across the street and saying, we're better than them. They're saying, damn, I'd love to be like them. One day I will be. I have the ambition. No, I don't have to drive. I'll be blessed by God. Perhaps that's the way it is, because just like a house slave and a plow slave, the cotton field slaves, they probably had inner turmoil amongst each other and said, damn, why do you get all the extra privileges that we don't get? We work harder. Why do you get more privileges? Probably so they'll be at odds with each other and not the master. The master would be fine. He'd be quaint. Like, oh yeah, my plantation, I got my slaves working for me. They're obedient. Now, the taxidermy pride, isn't that what they're going to do? They're going to fight amongst each other over who's got the better bracelet, who's got the better pair of shoes, who's got the better shirt, clothing, apparel, who's got the better suit. All right. Well, look at my uniform. Look how great. You know, I press this stuff, take it to the cleaners. I mean, why? Why do you have to demonstrate how great they are? They're looking at theirs and saying, well, it sure does beat being in a bad or in a worse situation. Let's perhaps work together and stop fighting amongst each other over pettiness. Stop looking at each other's possessions and saying, you're better than me. No. Then nobody ever says, I'm not as good as you. They don't say that to somebody. They say, you are better than me. It's always, why do you think you're better than me? Well, you're not better than me. But they do believe others are better than them. But they don't want to tell those people who are better than them, especially publicly, you're better than me. But they still play by the same rules of who's better, who's not as good. And let's keep each other at odds. And why? While you're fighting over table scraps, you're not tackling the real issue. It's those who are giving you table scraps. Don't you deserve more? Don't you want more in your life? Don't you deserve more than that? If you talk about what you deserve, you only deserve table scraps? You only deserve a trough of scraps? I mean, you're fine with the kibble that they give you? You don't want any more? You don't want better quality kibble? It's okay for them to have it, but not you? You don't deserve it? Is that the paradigm? Is that what your culture has trained you to believe? Is that you don't deserve more than that? Is that what the slaves believe? Like, oh, well, we're destined to be slaves. Look at our color of our skin. They gave us their Christian names, so I'm glad. You know, I've got my Stockholm syndrome with my master. I'll defend him to the death. Of course, the master's going to want you to believe that. They don't want you to be a threat to their power. Is that any different when you go to your 9 to 5? Is that any different when you do your dog-eat-day career? You defend the honor of your boss, even though you talk smack about that boss behind his back. Just like the backbiter you are. Gossip, isn't that the purpose of gossip? Is to show I sure as hell got it better than those people. Those citizens ain't got nothing on me. I'm great. I'm pristine and proper and prim and posture. Look at me. I went to charm school. I'm obedient. You tell me that excites you? That's titillating? Arousing? So, yeah. What kind of property? Fisher Price property. This isn't Bulova. This is Fisher Price. Just like when I saw the little Mickey Mouse watch as a kid, I substituted Mickey Mouse with the guy on the billboard who looks debonair. I'm gonna be like him one day. Yeah, hey, I was an artist. I'm an artist. I didn't pursue art because I realized, you know what, art's not gonna pay as well as something like a securities broker, stockbroker, what have you. Somebody who works in a brokerage firm, somebody who works in a banking, all that stuff. They're around money. They should know it. I want to be a currency trader. And then I realized, damn, you're going to be spending a hell of a lot more time doing currency trading, and you're going to not get enough pay for your time. So what's the point? They're going to make a hell of a lot of millions off of your blood, sweat, and tears. You're not going to make a dime of it. And that's the problem with our dead-end doggy careers, is that it's got to be dead-end because it's always going to keep you coming back. They're always going to want to not give you enough because you're just going to be quick to leave. You're going to abandon your master. They don't need that. They need you to be always at their mercy. And I didn't want that. I need time. I need money and time. But that's the problem. You don't need money. You need to stop thinking you need money. You need something else. Let's get rid of money. I mean, isn't that shit archaic? Why we still have to play by monopoly rules? Monopoly money. And speaking of the Melanu guy, the Canadian guy of the freedomainradio.com, he said something about there's never been a monopoly. It's impossible. It's just going to make your prices go way too high. He's stuck in this belief that price is perfection. But I have to, if he's watching, I hope somehow this gets to him or whatever, because I want to be able to say, isn't the monopoly the Federal Reserve? Isn't that money still a business? That's what you would call monopoly. What other money can we use? We can't use any other type of currency. The last currency we could use that was different was Confederate currency, right? We can't use any different currency now. Why? And after the federal government or the Civil War, what happened? We went to one currency. And since then, we dropped the gold standard, and it's all been in the good faith of the government. No, the government isn't the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is a cartel of colluded banks, and they decide what supply and demand is, and what the value of the dollar is. As weak as it is, well, they're still in control of it. It's still a business.